Have you ever felt an overwhelming, almost irrational urge to protect your cat, even when they're destroying your home? What if that love isn't a choice, but a carefully engineered biological command? What if you aren't the master of your own affection, but a pawn in a microscopic game of mind control? Today, we are dissecting the terrifying neurobiology of Toxoplasma gondii, a parasite that rewires the mammalian brain to turn fear into fatal attraction. By the end of this video, you will understand why your devotion to your pet might actually be the symptom of a highly successful infection. We call it the crazy cat lady syndrome, a cultural trope often dismissed as a harmless obsession. But in the world of evolutionary biology, there is no such thing as a harmless obsession. We are looking at a master architect of behavior, a single-celled protozoan that can only sexually reproduce in the gut of a feline. This is a critical detail. To complete its life cycle, Toxoplasma must get from the dirt, or a secondary host like a mouse, back into the stomach of a cat. This creates an evolutionary problem. Mice are naturally terrified of cats. A mouse that smells cat urine will typically flee in milliseconds. This is a hardwired survival instinct. To solve this, Toxoplasma doesn't just kill the mouse, it performs a precise surgical strike on its consciousness. For decades, scientists thought the parasite simply dulled the mouse's senses. But recent breakthroughs from the University of Geneva, led by Dr. Ivan Rodriguez, have revealed something far sinister. Through advanced neuroimaging, researchers found that the parasite targets the medial amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing innate fear and social signals. The parasite doesn't just mute the fear of cats, it performs a cross-wiring. In infected mice, the neural pathways that should signal danger when smelling cat urine are rerouted to the pathways for sexual attraction. The mouse isn't just brave, it is literally, biologically attracted to its predator. It walks directly into the jaws of the cat, fulfilling the parasite's destiny. But here is the disturbing part. Toxoplasma is currently living in the brains of an estimated 2 billion humans. And while we aren't being eaten by giant cats, the parasite is still running its ancient code in our neural architecture. In a few minutes, I'll show you a 2022 study that proves this parasite might be changing how your friends and even your partners perceive your physical beauty.
Humans are accidental hosts. We aren't part of the plan. When we ingest the oocysts, perhaps through cleaning a litter box or eating unwashed vegetables, the parasite realizes it's in a dead end. It cannot reproduce in a human. So it settles in. It crosses the blood-brain barrier and forms dormant cysts in our gray matter. Once inside the human brain, Toxoplasma begins to tinker. It possesses the genes to produce an enzyme called tyrosine hydroxylase, which is a key component in the synthesis of dopamine. By flooding the brain with dopamine, the parasite can subtly alter human personality. Long-term studies using data from Google Scholar and major psychiatric journals suggest a correlation between infection and increased risk-taking. Infected individuals are statistically more likely to be involved in traffic accidents, exhibit higher levels of impulsivity, and, interestingly, show a significantly higher affinity for cats. Is it a coincidence, or is the parasite trying to make us more comfortable around our feline predators, just in case a saber-toothed tiger happens to walk by? This brings us to the most shocking discovery of the decade. In 2022, Dr. Javier Boraz-Leon at the University of Turku conducted a study that sounds like science fiction. They compared infected and non-infected individuals and asked a panel to rate their attractiveness. The results were staggering. Infected men and women were consistently rated as more attractive. They had higher levels of facial symmetry and, in men, higher levels of testosterone. Why would a parasite make you more beautiful? Evolutionarily, it's a brilliant strategy. By enhancing the host's testosterone and physical appeal, the parasite ensures the host is more socially and sexually active. This increases the chances of the parasite spreading to other humans and eventually, through proximity, back to a cat. You aren't just loving your cat, you are a biological billboard for a parasite that has optimized you for its own survival. This isn't a new phenomenon. We have lived with felines for over 10,000 years. In that time, Toxoplasma has had plenty of opportunities to fine-tune its control. This is what we call an evolutionary arms race. As our brains evolved better defenses, the parasite evolved more subtle ways to bypass them. Think about the purr. It's a sound that mimics the frequency of a crying human infant, a phenomenon known as solicitation purring. When you combine the cat's behavioral manipulation with the parasite's biochemical changes, you get the perfect trap. Your brain is being attacked from the outside by the cat's sounds and from the inside by the parasite's chemicals.
But the story of Toxoplasma isn't all about attractiveness and love. There is a darker side to this neurobiological hijacking. When the cysts in the brain become too numerous or the immune system weakens, the subtle changes can become catastrophic. Research in Nature and Science has explored the link between Toxoplasma and severe mental health conditions. While not everyone infected will develop these issues, the parasite's influence on dopamine and neuroinflammation is undeniable. It reminds us that our personality is just a delicate balance of chemicals, a balance that a single-celled organism can tip at any moment. So we return to the question, why do you love your cat? Is it because of their companionship, their soft fur, their mysterious nature? Or is it because a microscopic hitchhiker in your brain has disabled your ability to feel anything else? In the wild, this parasite leads the mouse to its death. In your living room, it leads you to the pet store to buy more treats. We've created a civilization that caters to the feline species, spending billions of dollars on their comfort. We treat them as family, often prioritizing their needs over our own. From an objective evolutionary standpoint, the cat, aided by Toxoplasma, has successfully domesticated the human race. We provide them with food, shelter, and protection, while they provide the parasite with a gateway back to its true home. Science doesn't yet have a way to fully clear Toxoplasma cysts from the brain. For most of us, this is a lifelong partnership. But perhaps there is a strange beauty in this horror. It proves that we are not separate from nature. We are part of its complex, messy, and sometimes manipulative web. Your love for your cat is real, even if its origin is partially parasitic. It is a testament to the power of biology to bridge the gap between species. The next time you feel that surge of affection as your cat walks into the room, take a moment to wonder, is that you feeling that love, or is it the guest in your brain enjoying the view? The answer lies in a world we are only just beginning to see. A world where the smallest creatures pull the longest strings.